Tales of Veldrith. Book 5, The Heart of Magic.
Episode 44. Shadows Stir.
The soft murmur of Jorvik's bustling streets greeted the dawn, but for Eira Thorsdottir, the morning brought no solace. She stood at the edge of the city walls, gazing toward the distant mountains where the sun forge lay dormant. The memory of Vestinus's sacrifice lingered in her mind like an open wound. The auroral lens was gone, yet its fragments had left scars across the land, on the ley lines, on the people, and on her.
Eira,
A voice called from behind. She turned to see Leona, her companion in chaos and one of the few people she trusted fully. Leona's grin was faint, her sharp eyes betraying a hint of concern.
the council's waiting for you. Something about another ley line disturbance.
Eira nodded, adjusting the sword at her side.
Let me guess. They think it's more cultists.
Doesn't sound like the solar cult.
Leona replied, falling in step beside her as they descended the stairs from the wall.
The reports mention strange fogs, crops dying overnight, people going mad. Not exactly their style.
Eira frowned.
So what are we dealing with?
Hopefully we'll find out before it tries to kill us.
Leona said lightly, though her tone lacked its usual humour. The council chamber buzzed with tension. Elders Hrothgar and Ingrid stood at the head of the room, their expressions grim. Around them, a mix of city officials and guards murmured in low voices. When Eira and Leona entered, the room fell silent. Hrothgar gestured for them to step forward.
Eira, you've read the reports?
I've skimmed them.
Eira said.
Another disturbance near the ley lines. What's different this time?
Ingrid spoke, her tone clipped.
The village of Brenwick. What was once thriving farmland is now a barren wasteland. The people are gone, or worse, they've changed.
Changed how?
Eira asked.
Witnesses describe them as hollow.
Ingrid said, her expression tightening.
Their eyes blackened, their movements erratic, as though something has taken hold of them.
Leona leaned against the table, her eyebrow raised.
Sounds like a bedtime story meant to scare kids.
This is no story.
Hrothgar said sharply.
The disturbance is spreading. Brenwick is near one of the ley line nodes. If this reaches the city, Jorvik could suffer the same fate.
Eira exchanged a glance with Leona.
What do you need from us?
Investigate.
Ingrid said.
Find the source of this disturbance and put an end to it before it spreads further.
By midday, Eira and Leona were on the road, joined by a small contingent of city guards. The path to Brenwick was lined with dense forests, their towering trees casting long shadows that stretched across the dirt trail. The air grew colder as they approached the village, a biting chill that seemed out of place for the season.
Ever notice how these things never happen somewhere pleasant?
Leona muttered, pulling her cloak tighter around her shoulders. Eira didn't respond. Her focus was on the horizon, where dark clouds loomed unnaturally low over Brenwick. The sky itself seemed to twist and writhe, as though the air were alive. The first signs of trouble appeared on the outskirts of the village. Crops stood withered and blackened in the fields, their stalks crumbling to ash at the slightest touch. Livestock lay dead in the pens, their eyes sunken and their bodies twisted in unnatural ways.
Whatever did this?
Eira said grimly.
It's not natural.
Leona knelt beside one of the animals, her expression uncharacteristically serious.
This isn't just decay. It's like something drained the life out of them.
When they entered Brenwick, the silence was deafening. Homes stood abandoned, their doors swinging open in the wind. The cobblestone streets were littered with overturned carts and broken pottery, as though the villagers had fled in haste. But there were no signs of where they had gone.
This place feels wrong,
One of the guards muttered, his hand on the hilt of his sword. Eira held up a hand to silence him. She listened carefully, her senses sharp. At first, there was nothing, just the eerie stillness of the empty village. Then, faintly, she heard it. A low, whispering sound like voices carried on the wind.
Do you hear that?
She asked. The others nodded, their eyes darting nervously. Leona frowned.
Whispering shadows. That's what the villagers back in Jorvik mentioned.
The whispering grew louder as they approached the village square. At its centre stood a well, its stone walls cracked and weathered. The air around it shimmered faintly, as though distorted by heat. Eira approached cautiously, her hand on her sword.
There's something in the well.
As they neared the well, the whispering intensified, becoming a cacophony of overlapping voices. The guards stepped back, their faces pale, but Eira pressed forward. She peered over the edge of the well, and what she saw made her blood run cold. A dark, writhing mass churned at the bottom of the well, its surface dotted with glowing tendrils of black and violet light. It pulsed rhythmically, as though alive, and the whispers seemed to emanate from it.
What in the name of the gods is that?
Leona whispered, standing a safe distance away. Before Eira could answer, the mass surged upward, a tendril of shadow lashing out with lightning speed. It struck one of the guards, wrapping around his arm. He screamed as the life drained from his body, his skin turning grey and brittle before he crumbled into ash.
Fall back!
Eira shouted, drawing her sword. The shadow mass surged out of the well, taking a humanoid form that towered over them. Its body was featureless and black as night, its eyes glowing with an unnatural light. The whispers became deafening, a chorus of pain and rage. Leona hurled an explosive vial at the creature, the blast momentarily dispersing its form.
Tell me you've got a plan,
She shouted.
We fight.
Eira said, her voice firm.
And we win.
The creature struck with terrifying speed, its tendrils lashing out at the group. Eira dodged and countered, her blade cutting through the shadows, though the strikes seemed to do little more than slow it down. Leona stayed at a distance, using her agility to avoid the creature's attacks, while tossing vials of alchemical fire to weaken it. The remaining guards fought bravely but fell quickly, their weapons useless against the creature's shifting form. Eira gritted her teeth, determined not to let their sacrifice be in vain.
Eira,
Leona called out.
the ley lines. It's drawing power from them.
Eira glanced at the glowing tendrils and realized Leona was right. The creature wasn't just a threat. It was a manifestation of something much worse. With a powerful strike, Eira severed one of the creature's tendrils. It recoiled, its form flickering as if destabilized. Sensing it was outmatched, the shadow creature let out a piercing wail before retreating into the forest, disappearing into the darkness. The remaining guards staggered to their feet, their faces pale and their breaths ragged.
What in hell's name was that thing?
One of them asked.
I don't know,
Eira said, her grip tightening on her sword.
but it's tied to the ley lines, and it's not done with us yet.
As the group regrouped, Leona knelt by the well, studying the residue left behind by the creature.
This isn't just shadow magic. This is something older, something worse.
Eira looked out into the forest where the creature had fled.
We need to find out who or what is behind this.
Leona stood, her expression grim.
Then we're going to need help?
Eira nodded, her thoughts drifting to the Sunforge, to the ley lines, and to the memory of a crimson figure who had once stood beside her.
Vest in us.
She murmured under her breath.
Where are you?
Thank you for listening to the Tales of Veldrith. Books 3 through 5 are now available on Kindle and in paperback. Visit mattytaylor.com for links.